All right, welcome back, guys. So right here I have Melissa, and she's gonna help us learn how to do a transverse abdominis activation, a pelvic floor contraction, and then we're gonna have her do a bridge too. So again, this is all kind of helping get a nice strong pelvic floor and core. So the first thing we're gonna do is the transverse abdominis activation. So the first thing to do is to, if we're doing it right, is to kind of get, we're gonna feel it. So find your hip bones. Melissa's gonna find her hip bone and go just inside. So go ahead. Good. And she's very good at this, actually. This is kind of a hard exercise to get, so relax. Another cue that you can use is to act like someone's going to punch you in the stomach. What would you do? What would you do, Melissa? Yeah, so she's going to tighten that up. And if I punched her, her organs would be nice and safe. Go ahead and relax. And the next thing cue you can do is to try, if you're still not getting, you're still not feeling that muscle kind of pop up in your fingers, I'm going to have her kind of tilt your chin like you're going to do a sit-up. So kind of just curl up, keep coming up, keep it right there. Boom, did you feel that? Mm-hmm. Okay, now keep that contraction, but lower your head down. Good, and very good. So you should be able to breathe throughout this entire exercise. If you hold it and you feel like you're holding your breath, and if you were to breathe, you would lose it, you're doing it wrong. So that's probably a Valsalva maneuver, and that's literally the opposite of what we're trying to get at here. So take your time and really get this contraction right. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is do a pelvic floor contraction. So you're not really gonna see much, but what I'm gonna tell Melissa to do is I'm gonna say, Melissa, you're gonna contract the muscles of your pelvic floor. To do that, I want you to act as if you were stopping the flow of urine. So for some reason you were in the woods peeing and a bear came, and what would you do? Okay, and it should kind of feel like a drawing in and a kind of drawing up. If you're in a long car ride and you have to pee, what do? You clench your pelvic floor and you keep it in there, right? So hold that for about 5 seconds. And then relax. Okay, and you can kind of marry these two together. So that's kind of what I like to do. Like I said in the previous video, your pelvic floor muscles are attached onto your transverse abdominis. So it's a really kind of natural thing to be able to contract these at the same time. So go ahead and do a pelvic floor contraction, and then kind of bring it up and do a transverse abdominis. Good, and hold for 5 seconds. And relax. And you can do these anywhere. It's nice and easy to learn when you're laid flat like this, but once you get a handle on it, you can do it standing, sitting, walking, you're at work, you're in the car, just do these all the time, and kind of once you start to kind of activate them more, it's going to come more naturally. And when you're doing things like, so if you have a stress urinary incontinence issue with sneezing or coughing, just like you learn how to cover your mouth when you sneeze, you're going to learn to do a TA. Oh, I have to sneeze. Pelvic floor contraction, sneeze, boom, nailed it. No more stress UI. So think of the same thing like when you're doing double unders or like things we talked about at the gym. Just keep a nice tight core, and it should prevent stuff like that. So just getting better at activating them volitionally is going to help you kind of strengthen them. So last thing I'm going to show you guys is a bridge. It's a little more advanced. So once you get the pelvic floor contraction, the transverse abdominis activation, here's the next kind of step. So pelvic floor on, transverse abdominis on. Good. Now I want you to squeeze your butt muscles and push down through your heels and come up into a nice bridge. Good, and come back down, keep your butt on. Good, and relax all the way. Very good, do that again. Good, all the way up. And keep them on, all the way down. Good. And so, doing these every day, all the time is gonna have a healthy pelvic floor and transverse abdominis.